The opinions expressed in the following are solely those of the speaker and is not suitable for medical advice, diagnosis, or care.
So here we go. This is going to be the weaknesses section. This bottom part here in the gel, it's really comfortable and it fits well when you first get it on and it seals well. The problem is that about 2 hours into using this, this gel material finally heats up with the warm air, with the warmth coming in from your face, and what happens is that this bottom collapses. And I've tried to adjust the headgear, I've tried to adjust the straps. You know, my wife has tried this thing 2 or 3 times to really get it to work, and it still does the same thing all the time as it folds over. Now, we take a medium mask, both of us. And you know, this is a medium, but if you're going to buy this mask, the first thing I'm going to tell you is that the sizes run small, especially when this folds over. So if I really want, and I already, I'm kind of sad that I have to go back and do this because $140 is what I paid for this, and have it not fit is really disappointing. I mean, it fits when it's nice and cool. As soon as it warms up, it collapses in the middle of the night on you, and it's really uncomfortable from that standpoint. So if you're going to get one of these, go and get them a size larger than what you're used to. If you're wearing a small, order a medium. If you're wearing a medium in say the ResMed Quattro, if you're wearing like and that's what I'm comparing it to, is the Quattro. I wear a medium Quattro, and in this mask, even though it's a medium, I still need to get a large because of how this thing heats up and folds over. If it was the right size, I'll tell you what, it'd work great. But for some reason, right down here, it's just a weakness of this mask, and everybody talks about how that rolls over. So the seal is really good. This SST seal, it's the material that it's made out of. It really works well, and I don't have a problem with how it works when it's nice and cool. You get plenty of surface area to seal around your nose, and it's really quite flexible, so that it avoids a lot of those lines and everything. So now on to the gripe section about this. We're continuing that, and there's a lot to not like about this mask. And I'm telling you, if it was in the right size, I would spend some time with it, and I would really have to answer the question for myself whether or not the pros outweigh the cons. And if you're familiar with Pappy's 90% rule, that if 80% of if 90% of a mask is good and only 10% of it sucks, and you've got a good mask, this is more. This right here is actually running about 60-40. 60-40 that you like, and 60 that you like, and 40 that's just terrible. So one of the problems with this mask, and everybody's going to talk about this, is a breakage problem. And here's the 2 areas that really the breakage occurs. It's right here. If you see these clips, see if I can get it to focus up close. These clips they're really kind of flimsy for what they're intended for. You figure that you're going to have your tubing on this section, and that tubing is going to be prying this every which way but loose. And unfortunately, the when it does come loose part is that this clip a lot of times will just break. And it's the shape of it is just wrong. It's got sharp corners. It's great for snagging on pillows. It's great for snagging on bedclothes, and and then talk about just having this area here just get pulled on for the tubing. These things break a lot. Now the other area of breakage is this clip, and if you see where this clip goes in, and on later versions, to be fair to Respironics, they have reinforced this area quite a bit, but on these older masks they still like to break. And this happens to be an older one without the new reinforcements, but it's still. I find this clip really hard to get on and off personally. And in addition to that, when you're trying to do that and you're cocking it sideways and everything, and if you see, you can just pry it like this. If this thing gets turned the wrong way and isn't flat with your face, which is, you're likely to do that at night, and then it gets pried sideways. And so there's a breakage problem right in here with this. There's a breakage problem up here in this section, and that's about it for the breakage. Now, for the part that I I just wish they would have done a better fit job with this. And the reason is listen to this. Can you see it flopping around? See how loose that is on there? And no matter where you're, I mean, if you have it adjusted way out or way down, it doesn't help that loose problem, and it really sits there and flutters. Now, with your head up against it, yeah, it's gonna take some of the wear. But if you have a bi-level machine and your inhalation and exhalation is different. I've heard a lot of people talking about how it just sits there all night and goes, and click, 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 because of how loose it is. Now, I personally don't have that problem, because I mean, even with I turn my flex settings all the way off, because I just like the pressure itself. But that's another thing to consider is that if this is going to bother you, if you have a bi-level machine, that's kind of, I really wish they'd improve that. The other area of breakage is up here. I mean, you notice how flimsy these are, and it's right out on the edge of this mask. I mean, I can see taking this thing off in the morning. You set it on your nightstand, and it falls off and hits the floor, and these things break and crack. And there's just no way around it. This is really a flimsy piece here. Now, it's the best little mask to hate, because it has all kinds of potential for being comfortable. One of these days when I win the lottery, and even I haven't even planned to do this. I got my tax money coming back. There's quite a chunk there, but I'm still not going to order one of these. If somebody gives me one for free that's a large in size, hey, I'll try it out and I'll wear it, and it'll probably become not a daily wear, because I like the nasal masks and they've been working well for me, but it will become my backup. The gel is really comfortable when you can get it to fit, and there is no way around it. I mean, it has a lot of potential as a mask. There's just too many downsides for it for me, and the sizing being the worst of it. I did try look at the sizing guide that came with the package, and let me tear that off here. And it wasn't too bad, but it wasn't too good either. It still showed, and if you look right here, still showed it cutting just your bottom lip, and it really needs to be bigger than that in order to really meet the bill, especially when it folds over like that. If you see the picture there where the bottom of the mask they're telling you to measure to, when it folds over, that will be right in your mouth, and that's a problem. So like I said, if you want to try this, if you're looking for a full face, especially as a backup, it might be kind of rough on the budget for due to breakage if you're using it as a daily wear. And that's just a fact of the matter. If you're going to use it as a backup, hey, I think it'll be as a good full face backup for you. But when you do, just remember, if you normally wear a small, go ahead and order the medium, and if you normally wear a medium, order the large. So this has been CPAP Choices review of the ComfortGel full face mask from Respironics. I really wish it was in my size. I'd wear it more. See how many times it really breaks. Alright guys, it's Pappy signing out. Have a good one.